नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यानम् ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Our reading from the 15th Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the Purushottama Yoga of the Supreme Self. And Sri Krishna is taking us along the path of the enlightenment towards our ultimate goal of merging with the Adi Purusha, with the Parama Purusha, with the Parabrahman. And how on this course of this journey, what kind of changes they come in the spiritual aspirant. That Sri Krishna has told us. That person becomes free from all kind of attachments, and that non-attachment is the weapon that the spiritual aspirant has to use to cut asunder that tree of Ashwatha, that mighty tree of the creation, that mighty tree, that gigantic universe which has been created, the Prakriti which has been projected from Purusha. That has to be cut asunder, cut the Maya, cut the Gunas, and go beyond. And when the aspirant starts his journey, progresses his journey towards that one end from there is no coming back, that one-way journey, when that one-way journey commences, what kind of changes they take place in the spiritual aspirant? And Sri Krishna has told us in the 5th shloka that we read last, that it is निर्माण मोहा जितसंग दोषा अध्यात्म नित्या विनिवृत्ति कामाः द्वंद्वैर्विमुक्तः सुखदुःख सौन्यैः गच्छन्ति मूढः पदमव्ययं तत्. Having established in the Atman, then having established in the self, what happens on this journey? Nihi mana moha, the freedom from false ego, false pride, which there is no need for having that egotism, that pride, but under the grasp of Maya, we develop that me and mine, I, that arrogance. So that gets rid of. And also moha, the delusion of I am so and so, this world, I belong to this world, I don't belong to this world. That is a total delusion. Even this world, this creation, this Ashwatha tree is a delusion. Beware, O child, this whole thing is a delusion, it is a dream. And having freed from the dream, having woken up from the dream, the delusion is gone. Nihi mana moha, jita sanga dosha, having defeated the dosha. Dosha is that negative attribute, the weaknesses that we carry with us in this body, and which is the biggest weakness, sanga. That is the biggest dosha, the attachment, that the greed, and that the severe attachment for the things possessed. That is the biggest weakness that the bodies they possess. I will not give away my things. Or if I don't have anything, I must grab it at any cost. That kind of attachment, that kind of desire, that kind of the feeling which generates, that feeling is totally destroyed. Jita Sanga Dosha, having won over the weakness of attachment. Adhyatma Nitya, always merged in the self, always established in the self. Vinivritta Kamaha, all the desires also destroyed. There is no desire in the heart now. I want this, I want that. Nothing of that sort. It is all peace and bliss. So, Vinivritti Kamaha, and Dvandvair Vimukta. As a result, what happens? I don't have any desires. I don't have any attachments. I don't have any kind of need as such. What happens then? Then it is freedom from those pairs of opposites. We are always running after good things. We always want good times. We always want pleasant times. Sukha dukkha. Dvandvairvi muktaha sukha dukkha sadhyaihi. The pairs of opposites termed as happiness and unhappiness, the joy and sorrow, these are the pairs of opposites. And having freed from that, the mind, the person, the spiritual aspirant becomes free from the afflictions of these pairs of opposites. The spiritual aspirant doesn't hanker after good, so bad doesn't come. Doesn't hanker after the pleasure, so pain doesn't come. Doesn't chase the joys, sorrows don't come. As simple as that. So because there is now no desire, there is now no greed for anything. I must have it. Nothing of that sort. So the aspirant gets freed from these pairs of opposites, and there is absolute bliss. Dvandvar mukta sukadukka sonnir gacchanta amudha padamam vyanta. That amudha, that non-enlightened person, having delusion got rid of from the mind with all clarity, that person, that spiritual aspirant, where does he go? Gachanti amudha padam avyayam tat. That supreme imperishable entity that the spiritual aspirant gets to. That is the ultimate goal. Avyaya Brahman, Parabrahman, Paramatman, which is Avyaya, which is Anadi, and which is which doesn't have two ramifications. It is only one and only one Tattva. So that is what Sri Krishna told us in the 5th shloka. Let us see in 6th shloka what Sri Krishna has to tell us about that supreme abode again. That Avyaya. Na tadbhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. How is that dhama? How is that supreme dhama? Paramadhama, how is that supreme dhama? That supreme dhama now Sri Krishna is describing here, which is the ultimate destination, which is the ultimate goal, which is the ultimate objective for any spiritual aspirant on this journey towards liberation. That path is Natat Bhasayate Suryo. Their sun does not illumine. Sun illumines not. And Na Shashanko Pavaka, nor moon, nor fire. None of these things are available there now. There is no illumination of the sun. That is not required, because the ultimate destination itself is self-illumined, and that illumination is much powerful, much brilliant than the ordinary illumination of the sun. That ultimate destination doesn't need the coolness and peace of, that cool moon, the moonlight. So it is so cool. That is not required. So the moon is also not there. No Shashanko. And Na pavakaha. Even that clearing fire is not there. The fire of knowledge, for that matter, is not there, because that ultimate destination is knowledge in itself. So that fire is not required. So there, in that ultimate destination, in that ultimate terminus, for that matter, where we are going to end our journey, not to come back again, having cut asunder the tree of Ashwatha. There is no sun, there is no moon, there is no fire. Yadgatva na nivartante. And having reached that place, there is no return. Na nivartante. There is no point coming back again. That is taking a one-way ticket, one-way journey. There is no return journey as such. Yadgatva, having reached that destination, na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. And that is, such is my supreme abode, my dear friend Arjuna. That is what Sri Krishna is telling now. That is where the spiritual aspirants go at the end of the journey. And such is my spiritual supreme abode. Such is my ultimate destination. That is my home you will be coming to. That is me that you will be coming to. No sun, no moon, no fire. Having reached there, there is no coming back again into this world of Maya, into this world of delusion, into this world of ignorance. So Sri Krishna now tells us what lies ahead. Having taken this path, what is that ultimate destination? That the sun illumines not, nor the moon, nor fire. That place is not illumined by any of these artificial, so-called the illumining factors of the creation. Sun is not required, moon is not required, fire also gives light to some extent, isn't it? That is also not required. So, because that abode, that supreme abode by itself is self-luminous. And that luminosity of that supreme abode is so brilliant, so bright, it doesn't need any third party support in terms of illumination. No light from sun, no light from moon, no light from fire. There is no other thing in this creation which gives light. So any of the sources providing light are not required in that supreme abode, the supreme destination, the ultimate destination, because it is self-illumined. And having reached that, there is no return for anybody. So Sri Krishna says, such is my supreme abode. Tat dhama paramam mama. My paramadhama is like that. Come and enjoy your stay at my place. On entering the sea, the river gets merged in it. In this wise, when realization comes, when the enlightenment comes, the Jivatman merges his individuality in the Paramatman. And once the river enters the ocean, the sea, then it doesn't come back as the reverse flow of the river to the origin of the river. It doesn't happen. Once it merges into the sea, it is sea. It becomes part of the sea. Each and every drop of water in the river becomes the part of the sea. Likewise, when the Jivatman merges in Paramatman, that's the end of it. There is no coming back again. A man in a pitch dark room does not cognize his body, but he retains the feeling I am. Neither the sun nor the moon nor fire is required by him to point out his awareness of I am. Right? When we are in dark room, there is no light. Still we are aware of ourselves, because I say I am here, I am in dark, there is no light. And for me to become aware of my bodily existence, I don't need any sun, I don't need any moon, I don't need any fire for that matter, I don't need any light. Even in total darkness, I know I am. But it is self-evident and self-sufficient. Now, if that is the case with our tiny I, that I know I am, I don't need sun, I don't need moon, I don't need fire to make me see that I am there or not. If that is the thing, what about that self-luminous Parabrahman? That fellow does not need anything at all to perceive that illumination, to gain that light. There is no external source required for the illumination of the one which is self-illumination itself, which is the illumination itself. In fact, even the sun, moon, and fire, they get their illumination from that source. That is the source of all. So there, no sun is required, no moon, no source of light is required there to see what are the things. This awareness is prajnanam. It is the eternal factor in man, and this knowledge, actually, this prajnana, this prajna as such, the internal knowledge, is there always with the person, is always there with the Atman. I am that, I am that. For Atman doesn't need sun, moon, and fire to see the path heading towards the Paramatman and getting merged in the Paramatman. It does not need any kind of external temporary light for that matter. Even sun's light is temporary. They say after millions and millions of years, maybe sun will fade its luminosity. If sun fades its luminosity, what to talk about moon? And even fire, till the time fire is there, there is light. But the moment the fire is extinguished, there is absolute darkness again. So for the self-luminous thing, doesn't need any of these temporary sources of illumination. This awareness is pure consciousness, as pure consciousness is eulogized as the supreme state. Now this ultimate supreme enlightenment is the final stage. For that, there is no external source is required. There is no external illumination is required. And then what happens? The Jivatman, who identifies himself with the absolute consciousness, when the Jivatman reaches that Paramadhama of the Lord, then that is called as Mukti. And once that Mukti is gained, there is no point of return. Therefore, Sri Krishna says that having come to my home, you don't have to go back to your temporary home at all. You don't have to go back to your that small and tiny place, even if it is a palatial mansion that you are living in. That is not required, because my supreme abode is so huge, so vast. It can accommodate everything under this creation. Yat gatva na nivartante dhama paramama. That is the kind of abode I have. Sri Krishna says, come and enjoy the hospitality that I am going to provide to you. You don't have to go back to your, tiny selves again. Be a part of me. Be my guest. Be one with me. So the sixth shloka, Sri Krishna has clearly told us that yes, this is what you will get if you end up your journey on this destination. And what Sri Ramakrishna talks about this, let us listen to Sri Ramakrishna's words. When pure camphor is lit, it leaves no residue. But when mentation is absolved in samadhi, the distinctions such as I, you, and the objective world vanish. When this, when a spiritual aspirant enters samadhi, transcends this physical plane and enters the plane of the nirvikalpa, what happens? This I, me, you, all these petty things, they just vanish. Like the burning of camphor. When we burn, say, wood or paper or any other thing, there is a telltale sign something has been burned. The ash remains. But when camphor is burned, nothing remains. You won't even find any kind of symptom that at this place camphor was burnt. It doesn't leave any trace. It doesn't leave any stains. It doesn't leave any mark. So Sri Ramakrishna says that attaining samadhi is something like that. Becoming one with the Lord is something like that. There is no trace then of me and mine. There is no trace of any of those lower tendencies which keep us bound with this creation. That is cut asunder. The distinctions such as I, you, and the objective world vanish. Brahman, the Shuddha Chaitanya or pure consciousness alone remains. That's the only thing that remains then. Then there is no sun, there is no moon, there is no light. That is not required at all. The fire, that is not required at all. Then it is only pure consciousness. Then it is only the Lord, Paramatman, Parabrahman, the Shuddha Chaitanya. So that is the ultimate destination of all the individuals, of all the beings in this creation. They are heading towards. Some succeed, a very few of them. And for others, the journey continues, if not in this life, maybe life after life after life, till the time we don't cut that tree of Ashwatha with that sharp weapon of non-attachment. Once that is cut, we are entering the palace of the Lord, we are entering the supreme abode, and Krishna has told us what a beautiful abode it is. The self luminous, without the need of sun or moon or fire as the source of light. And having reached that, there is no coming back at all. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.